Wow. The beer, James Harden, came out and had some interesting comments recently. He's out there in China doing a tour for Adidas, and he said this.
Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be a part of an organization that he's a part of.
Earlier this week, it came out that the 76ers had discontinued trade talks for James Harden. And so at this point, the thought was Harden was going to be in Philadelphia. He was going to report to training camp, so on and so forth. Clearly, after all this that's come out, James Harden probably not going to report to training camp. And James Harden probably is not going to be a Philadelphia 76ers at some point, sometime. But here's the reality. Daryl Morey does hold all the cards at this point, at this time. He is in control. So he can decide what he wants to do with James Harden. And with the new collective bargaining agreement, Harden cannot sit out the season. If he sits out the season, he would be ineligible for free agency in 2024. So the reality is James Harden really is at the mercy of Daryl Morey to a degree. But if you're Daryl Morey and your goal to ultimately win a championship, you're going to find a way to get some level of value for James Harden. Now, I will say James Harden's best chance is in Philadelphia. James Harden's best chance to win a title is in Philadelphia with the Philadelphia 76ers with Joel Embiid. But at the same time, you don't want to be in Philadelphia. You don't want to be in Philadelphia for whatever reason. If he happens to go to the Clippers would benefit from that. And again, they would have an opportunity for a championship. But I think his best chance is with the Philadelphia 76ers. So we'll see how this situation plays out. James Harden now, again, he's putting it out there. Look, I don't want to come back. I don't want to be a part of any organization that Daryl Morey's ahead of. And look, Morey and Harden go back to their days in Houston. They were cool. They had a great relationship, seemingly, but it all unraveled for whatever reason. I know Harden signed a 2-year contract a couple years ago. 2-year contract, first year guaranteed, second year with a player option. And the thought process was, okay, he was going to play out that year. And then playing out that year, obviously he helped Philadelphia acquire some talent because he opened up cap space. You got PJ Tucker, you got Daniel House, you got other players that were added to the 76ers because of what Harden did in terms of the money. But at this point, at this moment, at this time, Harden, he opted in. So the thought was maybe at the end of the last season, they would give him some money. They would give him a max contract. But clearly, if you're the Philadelphia 76ers, that's a difficult proposition. Business, if we're just talking business, it's a difficult proposition to give James Harden max contract. I mean, he's 33 years old, but he's definitely on the decline, but he's still a very good player. He's not Houston Harden, but he's still very good. Still led the league in assists. Still averaged 21 points, 10 assists last season. Still had a quality year for the 76ers, and he won 2 games against the Boston Celtics in the second round. 2 40 burgers, one in the first game and then one in game 4. So he played okay in the playoffs. He wasn't bad in the playoffs. He had moments in the playoffs. Obviously, he came up small in game 7, but so did Joel Embiid and the rest of the team. But look, the best chance for Harden to win a championship is in Philly. Now, if he wants to stay in Philly, that's up to him. If he wants to win a championship in Philly, that's up to him. Not saying it was guaranteed, but I think it's his best chance. But if he wants to move on, that's up to him as well. And we'll see how the situation plays out. But wow, Harden put it out there. And we all know, look, Daryl Morey had his issues with the people in China, right? He had that tweet out many moons ago about Hong Kong and things of that nature, which caused a lot of issues. So the people in China don't really like Daryl Morey. So that's music to their ears, listening to what James Harden said about Morey. But at the end of the day, Harden is going to do what Harden's going to do. And the Sixers are going to do what they're going to do. And we'll see how this situation plays out.